that music.
Party's not a party's a man who fights crime, and we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time with John and Niall and a guest who doesn't rhyme. It's Bat Minute!
Hello and welcome once again to Bat Minute Returns, the show that is chock full of dirty, dirty limericks. I am one of your hosts, John Parker.
And there once was a man named Niall McGowan.
There once was, and then I fucking killed him.
Live on air. Oh no!
Oh, and a bunch of beeps we have to put in there.
Yeah, I bleep and killed him. I bleeped the bleep right out of him.
Oh, and as you can tell, we are joined once again by the one, the only Gary Gavigan.
Hello.
Well, you are a guest here on minute 75. The minute starts with a shaken Selina, and it ends with driving Miss Kyle.
You mean shook, Selina?
Shook Selina. Shooken. I've coined a phrase. Get it in the dictionary.
You didn't coin that phrase. That guy that me and Niall spent 2 hours trying to find coined that phrase.
Well, we are back here at Wayne Manor as Selina is trying to sneak off, but she fails in this task because she bumps into Alfred. I love this bit because he says to her, Mr. Wayne told me to tell you, and then she butts in, Mr. Wayne? Oh, yes, Bruce. Because, no, this is great to me because I have no damn clue what anybody's surnames are 99% of the time. And it happens at work. They'll be like, can I speak to, so-and-so? I'm like, who? What?
Can I speak to so-and-so? Like, you work at this man's name business, probably. Can I speak to Mr. I own the business?
We've got lots of people with the same damn name in our place, so the surname doesn't help me.
Who's the big boss man? Or lady, sorry.
The big boss, Lee.
Lee?
Lee. Surname or first name?
You
First
thought this
name.
is former guest of the show, Lee Lahav. She's been
Lee
your boss this
Lahav
whole
is
time.
my boss.
Oh my god.
Yes. We've been tricking you, Niall. This whole thing has been a scam.
It's not been much of a scam, to be honest with you.
No, it's a long con. We're getting cash out of you, slowly.
Very.
I'm coming out here, I'm getting killed, I'm getting conned.
I told Mitty earlier that I was getting paid for this. And I said that the proper making money now, and like I'm actually getting paid £100 a minute. I think it was saying £100 a minute, but she was like bullshit. But anyway,
I can offer you 2 bottles of Menabrea.
Ooh.
No,
I don't get that.
I should be offering you 2 bottles of Minnetonka water, or whatever you say.
Lake Minnetonka, the fresh waters. Yes.
It's not that fresh about them waters. Have you seen the new thing on Netflix about how Prince actually may have murdered someone?
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, no. It's somebody else murdered them, but they said that Prince may have done it.
What? What's this? This isn't some sort of making a murderer spoof, is it?
It's me making a murder. So
Oh yeah.
Do you know what though? If somebody has got I'm gonna have to send an email to Netflix because the fact that you two were so on board with that.
Well, you never know. Like,
No, I know. But
Celebrities, man.
I remember
but no,
reading. I have like a collection of like Rolling Stone articles, and one of them is in there. It's like written like the mid '80s. It's all about Jerry Lee Lewis, and the whole thing is like because Jerry Lee Lewis in the town he lived in, he probably still does live there now, but he was like such a draw for tourism. He's such a celebrity and stuff. But Jerry Lee Lewis has had a bunch of different wives. Of course, married his cousin at one point and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, a 13-year-old.
Yeah. And apparently one of the wives wound up like dead. And it seems to be, the article seemed to imply it's like Jerry Lee Lewis pretty much killed his wife. And it seems as if the whole town knows that he did it. And because he's such a bigwig in the town, it's kind of like you can't touch him and stuff. And I remember that, obviously from like a 30-year-old article and stuff now. Like, I don't, and plus I only kind of half remember it and stuff. But I remember that was my big takeaway. Is like, so Jerry Lee Lewis almost definitely killed one of his wives, and no one's doing anything about it because he's just like, well, no one in that town wants to touch him. So
that's awful.
I was like sort of making this joke about because Netflix does all these shows about, where they get that. But I watched one the other night, and John Grissom.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know your man? Yeah,
Carl Grissom.
He's done one about
that fiend, Carl Grissom.
Carl Grissom. He's done one about. He wrote a book about 20 years ago about these people that admitted to murdering these people, and it's so graphic. How they admit it, and even to talk about the show, because then there's another group of murder, like people who've been accused of murdering by the same state or police force, whatever. But basically, they were like one of the explained how they murdered the people. You stabbed them, and we did that, and then the body was never found, and then they've been in jail for God knows how long. Then the body was found. The woman was shot in the back of the head, and they found the body nowhere near where they said it was, but because they have a confession and the police basically coerced this confession, they're still in jail after 30 odd years.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Hang on, but just because you confess to something doesn't mean you did do it, because you might be confessing for a million reasons.
Yeah, no. But even when you watch the confession, they're like, oh yeah, and they're so detailed about how her guts were hanging out and everything when they killed her. And
this was Prince that did this.
It's called The Innocent Man. Yeah, Prince did this. Yeah.
So this was
The
about
Innocent
Prince.
Prince.
It was somebody found some prints on the body.
Oh, wait, what?
No,
what
it wasn't Prince. What was Prince? I can't even remember now why this was relative to Prince. I think it was because Prince. No, I don't know why it was relative to Prince anyway. But yeah, it's called The Innocent Man on Netflix. So give it a watch. Don't watch an episode and then think, oh, that's really bad that this happens, and then don't watch the rest of it, because Daryl watched it all. It was boring, and at the end, they still don't get out of prison. It's bullshit. So
Spoilers for Innocent Man there.
Yeah,
well, that might actually interest a lot of the listeners, because for some reason, the biggest thing in podcasts is still true crime podcasts. So,
maybe, can we just do a true crime podcast about Prince then? Like, maybe he did murder somebody.
Oh my God, this is nothing to do with Batman. This is absolutely nothing to do with Batman.
Yeah, we will get back onto Batman here. Yeah. So Selina butts in and starts telling Alfred her own little story for why she has to leave. And I love this, though, because the way she delivers it is almost exactly like Bruce did in the previous minute, which is, it's really cute. I think they'd have made a great couple if circumstances were different. They're very similar.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone at any point watching this movie was even thinking like, oh, maybe this will end with Bruce and Selina getting together and then it's a nice happy ending. The rest of the movie does not indicate that this is going to go anywhere good. But yeah, that would be the ideal. Like, oh, yeah, they should get together. This would be nice if this worked out. But as we'll see later, this maybe Selina Kyle's a bit too far gone for that kind of thing. So.
Well, I think this scene though suggests otherwise, because she then says, "This is not a rejection. My abruptly leaving. In fact, he makes me feel the way I hope I really am."
Yeah.
See, so he's actually getting through to the real Selina here, and I think with a bit more time, they could have made something out of this. She's scared. She's feeling something again.
You can see this is a flip back to a genuinely kind of happier person than the sultry, sort of darker, brooding Catwoman that she was kind of storming about as earlier. This seems to be back to that sort of more vivacious sort of person that she could still come back to. Like, maybe that she can get over this damn fool idealistic crusade that she's on. But but yeah, I do know she says she's going through changes. So clearly she's an Ozzy Osbourne fan. Big fan of that song, that duet he did with Kelly. Then we're going through changes. That's not going to work with Bruce, though. We all know he's an Iron Maiden fan. So it's like, oh, damn, these two will never get together. But I do know when she says, like, I'm going through changes, there's a kind of look in Alfred's face where he's kind of like, I don't know if I want to have this conversation. Like,
yeah, what kind of changes are you talking about?
It's like, well, you're a woman, clearly, in your 30s. I don't want to have to deal with this message.
It can happen early.
But again, though, this is more deeply entrenched in sort of silly. I'm not saying silly in a bad way, but silly sitcom territory, like run for your wife kind of thing of like, oh, Bruce has made an excuse and told the butler to tell her this, but now she's come out and she's coming up with excuses too. And you kind of want it to be like, oh, it'd be great if there's like 4 other people here. Whether it was just like Alfred having to relay messages between all these different people. But what I still would really love though, it was like, right, so Alfred's having to relay this message, and all of a sudden, like, the plumber they've called in is just like, oh, Alfred, tell Mr. Wayne he's going to need a new ball cock up in his soda. Wait, no. Tell him his cistern is magical. Tell him, it's like, oh, I will relay. And then at one point, he's just like, Bruce Wayne bumps into Selina, and she's like, Selina, tell Alfred that, I like my soup heated up. I didn't like that. And his croutons, they were too crunchy. And then Selina goes down to Alfred, and then he's like, Selina, tell Master Wayne the croutons are supposed to be crunchy, and vichyssoise are supposed to be cold. This could have gone on. You could have had a whole movie of just the random bedroom farce of Wayne Manor, but tragically, it was not to be.
Oh, alas, because I love this scene. I think it's great.
I have to say though, bring up an interesting point, like talking about having a different version of the movie and stuff. It actually brought up a thing I noticed just the other day, and I was like, oh, I must mention this on the show, because as of recording, this is actually quite close to Christmas time, and it'll be airing in like February and March or whatever. But because it's Christmas time, and because Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, I did note that. I saw a Facebook post from close personal Facebook friend of mine, Daniel Waters, the man who wrote Batman Returns. And he had apparently he went to a screening of Batman Returns. Very weird to see him out in a Shrek's department store t-shirt in amongst the crowd who clearly haven't a clue who he is. Just like giving a thumbs up watching the movie and stuff. But the stuff he had to say was just like, oh my God, this is like very, very strange. Because to read out the post, he says, lately, I've come across many wonderful, evocative rhapsodies about my Batman Returns. Why do I have to ruin everything by actually watching the film again? And then he said, oh, I kid, kind of. I had my first 21st century viewing tonight. The crowd was sweet and adoring, and that Michelle Pfeiffer sure is something. But my golly, what an odd, clunky monstrosity. If the Island of Misfit Toys had a movie theater, it'd be running this picture year-round. That all said, reflection was inspired. I have some warm memories of the process, but there did come a time after my last contracted draft that another writer was brought in, because Wesley Strick, we know that, to make the script a little more sane. It could be said that Tim and I working together was like Rain Man and with 2 Dustin Hoffmans, and Wesley Strick was to be our Tom Cruise. It says, I despised his first draft. I can no longer listen to Paula Abdul's Blowing Kisses in the Wind, the song that was playing when I read the first page.
What?
And overreacted like a Clifton Webb character with a blustery 11-page fax of outrage where the pages arrived out of order. And then, it was a lengthy post here, sorry about this, but it doesn't. I owe Mr. Strick a decades in the making apology for being such an asshole in my reaction to his rewriting. I was still cocky and young and unaware of what true torture and dismemberment of one's original work would feel like. Now I've learned, and now that I see how unique of a venture is still so intact, my gulp can be heard around the world tonight. But yet, yes, I still cringe to his pop culture references to our world, a la Geraldo, Norman Bates, and the Love Connection. Didn't have any particular problems with them when they were brought up in the show, but whatever.
No, they were fine.
And that thing with the power plant, how dare Strick try to enforce an actual plot upon my madness. But man, the character is so vulnerable to ruination and adorabilization have been protected. And that beautiful last line is all his. Yeah, but he just sort of signs off and like, yeah, so he's reflecting upon Batman Returns all these years later. But the thing is, because, of course, me and Daniel Waters close personal Facebook friends. And I was kind of wanting to go and like, well, we're analyzing the movie a minute at a time. I was almost wanting to be like, Dan, we've read your draft. It wasn't good, dude. Like, Wesley Strick saved your movie. So you should maybe be a bit more thankful than that. But
and it's not because it was crazy and wacky and wild, which is what you're suggesting. That wasn't the problem with the draft.
It was just terrible. It was like a campy, silly mess that was just like far too much dialogue, just really, really stupid. Didn't fit together as a plot. Terrible draft. But
Better than I could do, but
Don't be bad mouthing Batman at Niall.
he's never. We did invite him on the show, and he didn't respond. So it's
I'm
not as if
only
he's listening.
joking.
But
No, I was just what you just said. Then I was pretending that was like a description of Batman.
That was the thing though as well, because there was a comment in the comment section from acclaimed film critic Alonso Duralde, where he said like, "Oh, I've actually seen the film in black and white, and it's actually it's even better in that." Because most of the comments were like, "This film's great. What are you talking about, Dan?" But yeah, the film critic came in and was like, "Oh, I've seen it in black and white, and it works even better as a black and white movie." I'm like, "Oh, that's well, never thought about that. Maybe you should."
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dan Wallace replied with like, "Oh, I've actually got like a working print that doesn't have any music or sound effects, and that's very interesting to watch." But it's like, well, I bet it is. But the whole black and white thing, it's like, oh, can you get that? Gonna put it through a filter on the TV or something?
I'm into the black and white, but no music and stuff. That's stupid.
That's what I mean. Like the black and white, I want to see that, but
I could do some of the music for it if they need.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, that's the music to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
That's it. Now that's not the same music.
That's exactly what you just sang.
No, that's what you just manipulated it to fit your own agenda. Mine's like.
Shout out to Turtles Minute.
Yeah. This is the same revelation when discovering that the theme tune to Fireman Sam was in fact Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Everybody
Tears for
wants to rule the...
Wait.
Most people won't even know the Fireman Sam thing. That's the problem now. We need to play Fireman Sam.
So people go look up the original theme tune to Fireman Sam, and then look up Tears for Fears.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
Eerily similar songs.
Selina here, her excuses are as bad as Bruce's, as I say. And then she says, no, could you just make up a sonnet or something? Or a dirty limerick? This is a great line. A sonnet. If I ever have to abruptly leave anywhere, right? I am going to do it via sonnet form.
You're going to print out a sonnet and then tell whoever else is there, like, read this sonnet. And then that's my excuse for going out the door.
Yeah, I'm not as into the dirty limerick, but
I was more intrigued because the fact that Alfred's like, one has just sprung to mind. It's like, what dirty limericks does Alfred know?
Yeah, and I had a question about that. The way he says it, one has just sprung to mind. It's almost like a joke. But what's the joke? What's the gag?
I guess maybe like he's just sort of when she's kind of saying it as a joke to him, like, "Oh, come up with a dirty limerick" or something. Him like, "Oh, one has just sprung to mind." It's sort of like, "Oh, of course, we both know we're not going to actually do that," but it would be something though of like, "Master Wayne, Miss Kyle told me to tell you there once was a man named Enos." Then after,
I would love it later on if she goes up to Alfred and she's like, "Did you tell him that limerick then, or what?"
Or like Bruce is phoning up saying, "It's like Alfred told me that limerick. It's like it's so beautiful. I can't. I don't know what to say back to you now."
Well, as Selina is shown the exit, we cut to the Batcave, and Bruce now has a lot of suits. Good lord.
This is a fantastic cut though as well. So again, you have that little illusion of the fact that like, oh, Selina was actually going towards where the bat suits and all were, and then Alfred like, "Oh, this way, man." So it's like, oh, then that's a nice little bit. And then to go from like, it's kind of like, oh, you've had this whole scene now for a couple of minutes of like romance and them talking in the street and all this kind of stuff, and then it's like, all right, here we go, back to business. It's like, hey, the bat suit's in the thing, and the door just descending down and stuff, and it's this cool new suit dispensary thing that he's got. With it's like, instead of that big giant vault that the first movie just had the single suit in, he's got a whole friggin' room of suits now.
And last time it lingered on it a bit more. We spent quite a while talking about the revelation of the suit dispenser, as you called it, with Alex Robinson.
That's right, yeah. And this one doesn't seem to need anywhere near a bigger protective door. Still don't know why that other one did. Why it was locked inside a friggin' bank vault for whatever reason.
And I think this, because there's one at the front, for no reason, because you wouldn't do that in a walk-in closet, but the one at the front, the way it's lit and the way it's sort of angled and shot, to me, it had a vibe of an Iron Maiden, which, of course, there is an Iron Maiden sort of theme in some ways.
My
you've
favorite
seen them
band.
already.
Oh,
Oh, that's a shame.
Bruce Wayne's favorite band, as we covered before. He's going down now. He's getting getting pumped sets playing
By
Put it
Alfred.
on the cassettes. He's like, oh, not a prisoner.
Yeah.
Let's sing that as he's getting dressed. I have to say though too, because I used to love this so much when I was a kid that we used to have like a little clock that was in a little glass case. Now you could open the glass case and it came out like this in the two little chains inside like a little drawbridge thing. And you better believe when I was playing with toys, that's where the bat suit was. Well, let's say the bat suit's where you had to put Batman in, and then Bruce Wayne would walk towards it to pretend as if he was going to put on the bat suit.
Switch them out.
Yeah, but it was just like that was so to me now, I was like, oh, this bat should always have this. But of course, I just got this little needlessly dangerous addition of the fact that like this door comes down to create a drawbridge over the needless chasm beneath. It's like, why not just put the thing somewhere else, Bruce? No, I need an element of danger.
Oh, it represents the chasm in his heart and soul.
Well, could be. Could also be, yeah, he's like joining the two personalities, perhaps. But,
yeah. It's the bridge between the worlds.
Did always find this slightly strange, though, that... Because you see, like, oh, yeah, the cowl's all hung up, pretty cool looking. But then the fact that, like, the suit, much like a jumper or something... is on like a wire hanger.
It's just hung up like your clothes are, just normal.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, but I had to like wash a jacket the other day, and if it like dries weird, it'll like give creases and stuff. And then whenever I was wearing the same jacket, I was in a queue for getting a pint, and the suit jackets are like stitched pockets. And then when I realized my pocket was, I was like,
oh yeah,
trying to undo the stitching. And then I was like, as I was speaking to this guy, going, I'm going to be doing this all day now because I've found it. As I was saying it to him, I realized myself that they stitched the pockets to keep the suit in the proper shape.
Well, don't put pockets on it then, damn it.
You're not supposed to undo it. So then I was like, it's kind of fun undoing it, but should I undo it? But luckily I was in there for a bit. But anyway, yeah.
Are you not supposed to undo the pockets then? Because I always do.
No, no, they're stitched. They're stitched for a reason. It's to keep the shape of the suit.
See, I've done it where I've just hacked at it with scissors, and then I've ended up creating like these chasmous, huge pockets that are actually just in the lining of the suit now.
Yeah.
So literally, I could put coins in there. It's like all of a sudden it's down by where my ass is because it's just rolled down through the entire lining.
Yeah, they were just normal pockets, but they get stitched. They get stitched in just to keep the shape of the suit.
Something you said a minute ago, though, Gary, brought up a question to me here. Do you think Bruce washes these suits, or does he dispose of them and just get new molds made each time?
He's got that many of them. I reckon it probably is like it's just got a constant cycle. Maybe he's got like a machine that literally just pops out new suits every other. It's just plastic now, basically, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I always just assumed he had like two suits. He just washed them like a normal, outfit. But no, I'm starting to think he just rips that crap off and bins it each time.
Now, I remember in the first movie, it seemed as if he only had the one. But like this one's like, oh no, he's definitely he's up the ante. It's as if the first one was like, I'll try it out for a bit, and I was like, no, I'm into this now. So yeah, order me 50 new suits and stuff.
Well, you have to test it out and see if you enjoy it and whatnot.
I have to say I was slightly confused though, and this kind of bleeds in a little bit to the next minute. But because you see, like when we see the cowls, right, and they're the opening shot of them all stood up in this little. Presumably on like mannequins or whatever. So as the cowl and the cape, it's got the bat symbol is part of that. And then when you see him take off the bodysuit, like a jumper hanging on the rack, that's also got the bat symbol on it. So it's like, where does that attach? Which is it, Bruce? And then the weird thing is, like in the next minute, you see him.
Bruce.
You see him take the cowl itself, like it's not part of the cape. Seems to be on a kind of shelf, and then it's got a little kind of hole where you'd see like little indentations in it. Where I guess you were like, so does he put the cowl on, remove the symbol, and then fix it over the top? Like this is fastening the cowl to the rest of the suit or something? Or?
Yeah, maybe that connects it and stops it coming off. Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems like he's not only does he have many suits, he seems to have multiple ways of wearing them. Because again, they had a suit. Yeah, on the initial mannequin, you seem to have the emblem's part of the cowl, and then other ones is not, and the ones is part of a jumper, and all this other stuff. And it's like, very confusing.
Maybe they're all different prototypes, so he can settle on the one he likes. So he's got different versions.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah.
Well, I am a huge fan of the visual gag of Bruce choosing which one to wear because they're all the damn same. Is this the first movie that did that? Because I've seen 100 million spoofs.
But I didn't even really take it so much as a joke, like a deliberate joke. I was like, it is a bit weird.
It's a joke because he picks one. He doesn't just get the first one off the rack. He goes through them. He cycles and goes, that one.
I did think it was slightly weird that he's just like, move all these ones aside. I'm taking the one in the middle. But I just took it as a random, like, whatever. But like, I never considered it was supposed to be a deliberate joke that they were going for there. But
well, we then cut again. Bloody hell, we're all over the place in this episode, aren't we? We then see Selina zooming off in her car as the minute ends. But I'm surprised that she brought her car, to be honest, because I assume Bruce would have sent something fancy to pick her up in the first place. You don't get her to drive down. What if she wants a drink?
That's maybe that's his plans. Like, yeah, you bring your car. What if I want a drink? And I like, well, we have many spare bedrooms in the manor.
Oh, there you go.
She's the kind of person though that like probably doesn't need a drink.
I did do a little bit of research into was it IMCDB, the Internet Movie Car Database, which has served us so well in the past, to discover like what kind of car is this? And apparently this is a Volkswagen sedan Type 1 from 1967.
Type 1, mother.
I think it's
like diabetes?
I think it's bizarre in that like I went through because it has about like 50 pages of like other films that this is featured in. And the amount of cartoons that they've got it down is like, yep, this car has featured in like BoJack Horseman and Family Guy and stuff like that. And it's like, you know for a fact that they were specifically drawing a 1967 Volkswagen sedan Type 1. Like that's
maybe it's a very iconic look to it or something. I know nothing about cars.
It doesn't have to be, but it could just be like those Internet Movie Car Database people are just like, we need something to fill up the servers. So yeah, why not?
I didn't even know there was an Internet Movie Car Database. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, and a firearm one database.
As well. That's just like we've already done everything. Like, but you got car, if you got feet, you can do like internet feet database, I guess. Now,
well, some people would be into that.
I mean, there is of course the infamous Wiki Feet, where you can look up. Have you guys never come across Wiki Feet?
No, but should we check it out?
It's pretty much that's always the thing because I myself am not a foot guy, but I know I've noticed throughout the years if I ever type in. Sometimes it's with actors, but predominantly with actresses. If you type in their name to Google, you'll get like, say, Shelley Duvall or something, for example. You'd have Shelley Duvall, and then like the third thing down will be Shelley Duvall feet.
What about Robert?
That's very weird. And sometimes I'll just like click on, all right, so what is this? And I'll click on it, and it'll lead you to Wiki Feet, and there'll be a bunch of like every example, screenshots of every time you've ever seen Shelley Duvall's feet.
Is there any Robert?
And it could just be
any Robert?
Like, but it'll be stills from films. It'll be like, even if she's out like in the red carpet wearing like like high heels that are open toed, that'll be in there. It was like, so someone these feet guys, they are dedicated. Like they are out there looking for this stuff apparently. And pretty much most celebrities, imagine you could probably find. If you want to see their feet, they're probably wiki feetable.
Yeah, I was really wanting to see Robert Duvall's feet, but. Doesn't matter.
But no, the only other thing about the Volkswagen sedan was a bit disappointed to see it wasn't a Volkswagen Beetle, because then that would have been like, oh, like Herbie, and then Michael Keaton would go on to be in Herbie fully reloaded. No, it's not that though. So the only other film that made me go like, oh, I don't remember that now was apparently it also features in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, and it's part of the whole scene at the end where. Like, Dream Warriors is a great movie, but it's like most of the Freddy Krueger movies. It's just nuts. And there's a bit where they discover like, oh, they have to do like a ceremony to bury Freddy's bones so we can properly vanquish him, basically. And it's like John Saxon from Enter the Dragon and like some other the love interest to Heather Langenkamp. And then they go out and they get Freddy's bones and they're burying it in like an old car like dump, basically, like a place where you crush all the cars and stuff. And then a Volkswagen sedan does feature prominently in that scene. But the thing is, like, because Freddy figures out that they're going to bury his bones, as they're doing it, the skeleton just jumps up and starts attacking them. But it's like a proper Ray Harryhausen like clay motion skeleton, and there's a big in the middle of the climax of this whole crazy movie. It keeps cutting back to this like fight with John Saxon and like a claymation skeleton and stuff.
I love it already.
Oh, it's fantastic. Dream Wars is one of the. It is easily probably like the second. Probably, but yeah, pretty much the second best of after the original Dream Warriors. And the rest of the movies, you can kind of like.
As of recording, I haven't seen a single one of them.
But yeah. What that's all that is. We're going to see a bit more Selina, like desperately trying to get things sorted in her car next week, and yeah, we're pretty much sorted for this minute.
Yeah,
unless you guys need to do anything else.
No, I'm all done for notes. Fine. But yes, we will be back on Monday. We will have a new guest, and we will be looking at minute 76. If you want to talk to us in the meantime, we're all over the place. We're on Facebook most of the time. We're on the Bat Minute Listeners Cave. That's always fun. There's lots of other people you can talk to there about anything you like, Batman related, whatever. Doesn't even have to be the episodes. Just put Batman stuff in there that you want to chat about. Talk about the comics if you want. And we're on Twitter as well, at Bat Minute. So we will see you again on Monday.
Next time, Back in Black. Le Chevalier Noir leaves his costume armoire decked out in his battle armor. But which mayor who is too meek will continue to have his winning streak cut short next week? Find out Monday, same Bat Pod, different Bat Minute.